most of the time this luck comes because you work hard to earn it. And this story is a fun one for me. Pluto New Horizons, a mission that was going to go to the planet Pluto, the farthest planet. It's no longer a planet, of course. After we launched, somebody decided it's not a planet. It's now a dwarf planet, but that doesn't matter. We were going to Pluto. But before launch, a year before launch, they had all of the design reviews, and that's the PNH, Pluto New Horizons satellite, as it launched. A year earlier, the vehicle was much heavier, the satellite much heavier, much bigger, and it was going to take it forever to get to the planet Pluto. Well, the other problem you have is when you have a heavy payload, you need a launch vehicle capable of inserting that satellite into orbit as fast as you can, because it's got a heck of a long journey to make. So the people at Jet Propulsion Lab went to work on the PNH satellite, and they brought the weight down considerably. I don't have the exact numbers, brought it down considerably. NASA went to the people at Lockheed Martin who built the Atlas V, and this is the biggest, strongest, heaviest Atlas V ever flown off of Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, and they launched on January 19th. So, two different groups of people worked really hard to make this date. If they could launch on that date within plus or minus about a week, the date was really critical because it would put them on a trajectory to Pluto that would allow them to use a gravitational assist for the planet Jupiter. As Jupiter arced through the solar system, they could use it for a gravitational assist where it would get sucked in towards Jupiter, go around, and get spit out the other side. Here's the numbers in ballpark figures. When the shuttle launched last week, it got into orbit traveling at this speed, 5 miles per second. 5 miles per second. PNH left the Earth's gravitational field at 10 miles per second because they got the weight down and the thrust up of the Atlas V. So it was going at 10 miles per second. Because they worked hard to get it on the right date, they were able to take advantage of the gravitational assist of Jupiter, and they got sucked into Jupiter. It got spit out a year later from its launch, a year later, going 12.5 miles per second. 12.5 miles per second, and that's the speed it's going now as it goes towards Pluto. One last thing, I think you'll be interested. Here's some of the luck. Not only did they get it off and they got it the velocity they needed to get it there on a 9-year mission. It launched in 2006, it'll get there in 2015. But when they came by Jupiter, the scientists said, let's take this satellite, which had kind of been put to sleep. Right? When you're traveling for 9 years, you can't just keep all your power-consuming hardware up and running. So everything was kind of asleep. And they said, we think we ought to open up the aperture and take a couple of pictures of this moon called Io. Jupiter has a moon called, just like it's spelled, I-O. When they were going past Jupiter, they slewed around, looked at the moon Io, and got these 6 images. That's not a video because they don't have a video camera. That's 6 still images. Io was experiencing a volcano at the very time they happened to be passing by that moon. And for the first time ever, they have a video, what appears to be a video of a volcano, and to put it in perspective, I'm told that's 200 miles high that volcano is shooting at. I only have 20 minutes, I guess.